Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Feed Me Friday. I am back to regular breakfast. Actually, it's a little bit sad because that soup that I was having was so good. I'm definitely going to have to make that again. It has been one insane busy week. Well, not this week, like last weekend, over the weekend. Anyway, let me tell you guys what happened. So Friday, me and my husband were entered in a tournament. It was like over an hour away, and that was fun. I was actually excited about it. Normally in the past, I was cracking up because like in the past I would have been like kind of freaking out, I just never did well. I never did well getting ready for tournaments or anything like that, just because I was always so nervous. And yeah, anyway, we went up there, had a great time. Now, the funny thing is, he entered me into 2 events. I can only do one. When the thalassemia is, behaving itself, I can play almost indefinitely. I don't have any problems with that. But I never know when it's going to strike. So I was feeling really good. I was practicing and everything. I've been able to go to table tennis lately. It's been fabulous. So he entered me into 2 events. And I got my cycle started the day of the tournament. So of course I'm like, okay, we're just gonna move forward as though like, nothing's going on. I'm gonna hope that thalassemia doesn't kick in. We'll see. So anyway, I made it through the first half of the tournament. It was a little sad. I did advance, but only because the one guy was unrated. But I'll take it. But I got knocked out in the next round playing against one of our guys at the club. Now, I knew by the time I had gotten to my 3rd game that I was done. There was no way I was going to be able to make it through another event. I could feel my muscles tightening up. I gave everything I had in the last match, and I'm just like, yeah, I can't do it. I felt bad because you have to pay for it, but it was fine. The guy comes up to me, the event runner. He's like, Janelle, are you okay? Are you all right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have thalassemia. I'm like, why do I tell people that? Why do I say, unless you are from a culture where that is something that's normal in your culture, you're not going to know what thalassemia is. So, or unless you have it. So anyway, yeah, I'm like, I have a form of anemia. I said, I used up all my energy. I don't have anything left. We'll wash my hands and get my coffee. I mixed together cinnamon sticky bun and chocolate cream, scoop of collagen, tablespoon of butter, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and a couple dashes of salt. So that was Friday. I'm still doing 2 meals a day, but I did pack a meal for me that night, just some cold steak and some butter. And my stomach was a little iffy going to bed, but it wasn't too bad. Let's see, Saturday morning, I went to table tennis to the club. That was a lot of fun. And that's the thing. It's like, so my energy had given out the night before, and I went to the club. I was able to play, I think, 3 matches, and then that was it. So it's still a good time. And then after that, we took my oldest daughter out for her birthday to Brazilian steakhouse. When we got back, we're all just hanging out. And then my husband's like, well, the Major League Table Tennis Championships is going on all weekend. He's like, what if we went there and, hung out? I'm like, hey, whatever. Because he bought tickets for the whole weekend. And I'm like, if you want to go, we'll go. And he's like, yeah, let's go. So he and I went. That was a lot of fun. Sitting on the bleachers was not fun, but the rest of it was very, very fun. It was exciting watching these top players compete. So we had planned on going the next day anyway, though. He was asking me how long I wanted to stay. I'm like, listen, I'm just along for the ride. I said, you tell me. And he's like, well, I'd like to try to stay for the whole event, which it was like there were two teams that were going to battle out for third place, and then two teams that were going to battle out for first and second place. So he wanted to go and watch that. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine with me. I love going. I love watching these guys play and stuff. So the first round, I was laughing because I'm like, why aren't we always rooting for the losing team? But you know what? Everyone needs someone to root for them. It was a lot of fun to watch. And he had signed us up to play. Like there was this halftime event where after they battled it out for third place, the teams would leave the court, I guess, whatever you call it. They'd leave the area and they'd be like hanging out and like answering questions and stuff. And then people could challenge this celebrity and this coach to play. So I knew ahead of time that he had already signed us up for that. But when they called our names, oh my goodness, I just about died. And we were the first two to go and challenge them. But that was a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, just the whole day was fun. For the last game, I thought it was hysterical because it just kind of shook out that my husband was rooting for the one team and I was rooting for the other team. And we're just like, so it's like he's clapping for the one and I'm clapping for the other. And that was very funny. It was also very funny. It came down, it was such a tight fight to the end. Oh my goodness. I mean, it was so close, but the team I was rooting for actually won. And that was, I keep using the word exciting because this was very exciting. It's fun to see them duke it out. And when you know how to play the game, you understand how difficult some of the shots are and stuff. But anyway, good times all weekend long. After Sunday, I was kind of tanked. I was ready to just not really do hardly anything. So Monday and Tuesday were just kind of like rest days. Let's see. What do I want to tell you guys? Yeah, so I said I'm still doing 2 meals a day. Feeling good doing 2 meals a day. It's funny because I had wondered about my weight. My weight was stable, but I think that's because my cycle was coming. Now the weight is starting to drop. So if it gets too low, I'm just going to bump up the amount of fat and protein and see what happens. This takes us to about 110 grams today. So yeah, I was 100 and, let me see. I was hovering around 127. And now this morning I was 125.8. So I'll keep you guys updated. Anyway, that's it for now. Hopefully I will remember to keep filming today. And I'll see you guys at my next cup of coffee. Second cup of coffee is a mix of Black Forest cake and Danish pastry with about 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, 1 tablespoon of butter, scoop of collagen, and a couple dashes of salt. Lunch is grilled carnitas and cheese on cottage cheese flatbread with some sour cream on the side. And then coffee is Black Forest cake, scoop of collagen, tablespoon of butter, about 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, and a couple dashes of salt. This is probably going to be it for me today, but I'm going to wait to say goodbye until later. Editing Nellie here. Just want to say that we had our local diabetic support group meeting, and when I got home, I was a little bit hungry. And I was thinking, well, you know what? I will just have a little bit to eat. And I did. I had like 4 tiny cheese curds. I'll show you those in a second. And I put just a little bit of tahini on them. It was delicious, and I felt fine right up until I was going to bed. And so it's like that idea of, well, you're peckish, you're not actually hungry. So I really need to stick with the idea of don't eat. If you're not hungry, you don't eat. All I had to do was just have a slight dab of smoked salt, which actually makes me feel like I ate something because my mouth is kind of meaty and salty, but that would have been enough. Anyway, on with the video. So it's end of the night. It's about 7:30. I am going to have some cheese curds, and that's going to be it. Actually, cheese curds with a little bit of tahini sounds really good. So maybe I'll have a little bit of that. It's probably going to be less than like 50 grams of food though. So anyway, I just wanted to share it with you guys. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. This video is brought to you by my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, who has everything you need and nothing you don't. Bye.